What is happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of McLaren Fan TV. Of course, your host, your co-host, Peter on pole here. I'm joined by, of course, Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. Mahad, what a weekend it was.
What a surprise. What a surprise. I did not expect that. You know, when you go into a weekend, you're thinking, out in Q2, one of those ones. But, boy, quick turnaround that Woking.
I tell you what, mate, I'm very, very surprised. I'm very, very surprised. Of course, this is a biased McLaren fan channel, and we're talking things from the Australian Grand Prix. Double points finish, yeah? Double points finish. Talk to me, man. I think, you know what, it's one of those where the first question I want to ask is sort of like, is this progression? Do you feel we are progressing, first and foremost?
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I feel like, okay, if we're talking about the baselines Bahrain to where we are now, definitely progression. Because we had a car that wasn't capable of even racing in Bahrain. Word. We looked absolutely awful. Clearly, whatever upgrades has happened between the 2 weeks of now and Saudi, we've made progress. We even made progress between Bahrain and Saudi. So even when you look at that, the more days we have in between a race, look what's happened. We went all the way to Australia. So those upgrades or whatever we did in terms of the brakes that turned around in a short amount of time. And we were able to do what we did. We kind of spoke about it in the last episode. Australia might be our track in terms of medium high-speed corners. There's a lot of them. And like Lando Norris just did, he stuck it on P4, which is absolutely insane in a car that looked like it was a bus 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, you know, even when you go back to like practice, for example, and was it practice 2 where Lando Norris puts it P1, and I'm sitting there like, yo, what is going on? What am I seeing this weekend? Of course, you know, I'm always optimistic for a weekend because you just don't know what you're gonna get, right? Australia is it's got its differences, and so I thought, you know what, let's see what we can get. And obviously, when I saw, you know, practice and I see Norris topping the charts, I thought, hang on here. You know, are we going to go toe to toe with Mercedes? Like, I was not thinking about the Mercedes at all, as much as their season has been a bit of a struggle. Just to see us sort of, you know, Friday practice, man's feeling nice. Do you know them ones? I'm feeling good on a Friday evening. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's what a surprise. What a surprise. Honestly, I'm very, very shocked on that. We've got a few people in the chat. Thank you for joining us here, guys. Big up to MA, who says, hey, guys, hope you're doing well. Listen, I'm doing delightful. What about you, man?
Great start to the week.
Oh, yeah.
Double points finish. That's like an injection. Injection of hope. Get me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. How are you doing, MA? That's what we need to know. How are you doing?
Hope you're good, man.
And shout out to PB as well. Holla. You get me?
Holla,
indeed.
Brother.
We are here, ladies and gentlemen, McLaren Fan TV, giving you all the latest in McLaren news, of course, in Formula One. Matthew Accardo, who says, what a great name, first and foremost. But secondly, if the McLaren is only good at certain tracks like Albert Park, what other tracks do you think it will be strong at? Very good question. Very good question. Do you know what? It's a difficult one. Over the course of the first three races, right? What do we think overall? Do we think McLaren is going to be more good than they are going to be bad? What do you think? And what other circuits?
Do you know what? When we talk about circuits, I think there are more circuits like Bahrain than your Jeddahs and your Australia. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to be totally honest here.
Going to keep it back, yeah.
But one thing that surprised me, especially with qualifying, the sector that I thought we were going to struggle at, the slower sector 3, with that last tight corner at the end, we were like the 4th fastest. Only Leclerc, Perez, and Verstappen was faster than us. So
yeah,
I'm quite surprised that we were fast in a very slow corner. When considering that we're not really, one thing we're not good at a straight line speed. We're not good. Slow corners we're not good, but that kind of shows that we're all right in slow speed. It's kind of a strange one.
Maybe that's what
they've upgraded the brakes, because you need good brakes to go round quick on them corners. So
exactly,
we're not having the overheating brake issues. We didn't have the overheating of the engine like Ricardo in Jeddah. So we did have a little bit of an issue with Norris at the end.
I was going to mention
the last 3 laps.
I was going to mention
But
that. How concerned are you about that?
it could, considering that Norris, I think he put a new engine in, didn't he? Sure he
Yes.
did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
So,
Yeah, he
and
did.
then it's cooking already. We got something. We need to do something about the cooling. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when we talk about just taking positives away from tracks like Albert Park, there's a lot of fast tracks in Formula One that I like.
Yes.
Albert Park. We've got Imola's got some tight corners, but it's a lot of fast corners as well. Miami, I'm not going to really judge because I can't remember what the map looks like. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Then you got places like Baku. We'll have to just see, because what we need to do is kind of just bode our time. I think if we get to Monaco, we're not going to do good unless we do something crazy on the upgrades front.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to think, the thing is when I look at some of the tracks, to Matthew's question here, I do think we'll be okay more time than not. I think when we do hit the Monacos of this world and we do hit a bit more of a trickier circuits, I do think that's when we will not be that great. And you know what, actually, Matthew, I kind of disagree that we're going to only be good at certain tracks. I think the system as a whole needs sort of uplifting, and then we will be okay regardless of the weather, if you will. Like, Ferrari's car, for example, seems to be fine in all 3 circuits we've been to this year. And I have a feeling that McLaren are going to do similar. Obviously, the pace is not there because I think the Mercedes engine as a whole needs revamping. But I think we're going to convert to not being good only at certain tracks. I think we're going to convert to being steady across the calendar.
I think with the track thing, right now we're only good at certain tracks.
Sure.
You have to kind of preface it like that. Sure. We don't know what's going to happen in terms of upgrades and what we're going to look like. We're in a situation where we actually know what the problem is with the car. There's a lot of teams that don't know what's wrong with their car. They've made it clear and they said, we do not have downforce. If you don't have downforce, you're not going to be good at your tracks like Monaco or Hungary and all those types of tracks where it's tight and twisty circuits. You need downforce. And you're not going to be good on the straights. You need downforce. So we already identified that problem. It's about how long does it take to solve said problem. There's some teams that they don't know what the problem is and they're just trying to fix it here and there. We're not in that type of scenario at the moment. So we're going to have good weekends like this and we're probably going to have bad ones. But it's a long game and it's new regs. You know how it goes with new regs, man. You could be awful at the beginning and then all of a sudden you're cooking by September.
And in fairness to Matthew, he said if. So, forgive me for misquoting there. But yeah, I if we were to go based on the question, if we're only good at certain tracks, I am looking forward to an Imola to a degree. I am looking forward to Barcelona. I'm looking forward to, I can't remember Zandvoort too well. But, there's a few tracks out there that I'm a bit like, okay, let's see what Austria could be good for us. I think Austria could be tidy for us. But we have to wait and see. What are your thoughts, Matthew? Let us know in the comment section. Hold tight, Nate. Already saying, false hope. What are you? Listen. 3 races in.
What do you mean by false hope? Because we're not expecting anything in the first place. We were finishing 15th, 16th. I expected, even after qualifying, I expected us to go backwards. Which
even after qualifying, yeah.
After qualifying, because I didn't feel like we got the race pace, and in reality, we didn't really have the race pace because Merck was gone. They were 15 seconds up the road. So even though we've got the quali pace for that 1 lap charge, when it comes to actual race pace, you need downforce. So it is kind of it's okay when you think about it. If we didn't do well in qualifying, we weren't moving up the track. I'll tell you that now.
Oh. That's absolutely. I think I totally agree with you there. And funny enough, I left disappointed that the Mercs did well, right? And did better than us, is what I mean more so. And I kind of stepped back a little bit and thought, hang on a minute, I'm disappointed that they done better than us. The fact that we were even in that mix to begin with. Norris qualifying in P4. Should we have even been there? Ahead of this weekend.
What's man doing there? What's man doing there out qualifying Mercs? Yeah, he has no right to even be there in the first place.
Exactly. So, no, I don't think it's false hope. I think it's definitely when you sort of take it into context from Bahrain to now, mate, we've moved forward. Let's put it that way. And not every team necessarily has. So, what false hope?
Do you know what a key indicator was? How long we took to take over Magnussen. That's how you know it wasn't a good race car.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
bro, if we were really about this life, imagine Magnussen if he out qualified us and he was ahead of us, we would have been sat behind him for ages.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got 18 points this weekend, people. 18 points.
Fourth in the constructors.
And we're fourth in the constructors for what is a quote unquote bad season. So it's not false hope. Hold tight, Spike. Hey y'all, hope you're good. Hope you're doing well as well, Spike. Just another one that he's meant that they've put on here. Upgrades will be coming to the car, guys. Don't think all is lost just yet. Yeah, listen, it's a long season. You said it yourself. You just said it yourself.
There is upgrades coming. I read that this morning. I think it was on Amos. A big upgrade coming in Barcelona. So for now, it's going to be struggle season. So we've got Imola, Miami. I don't know if there's a race. I think the next one's Barcelona, is right? Barcelona de Monaco.
Barcelona.
So yeah. So we definitely gonna struggle the next two races. Consider we're not upgrading, but I think it's the right plan because you would rather, instead of doing a small upgrade here and there, you'd rather just do one big upgrade and see what it says. And that's what they're working towards. And now we've got like a huge window now. We've got 2 weeks to the next race, and then we've got 2 weeks in between that. And then we've got another 2 weeks until the Barcelona. So that's a 6-week period to do a massive upgrade. So they've got time. They're going to be in Woking. We're going to be in Europe for Imola and Barcelona. So we're going to be back at home. The upgrade could be good. It's coming, but we'll have to see what happens.
And this is it, isn't it? Because it's so early. You know, it's kind of like ifs and buts. We don't know what to expect. What's going on? MA says, I think Imola will be the test if the car is good because of the circuit or the car has improved. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be one of them where you think, you know, Imola's a good test, by the way. It's a good it's a proper
racetrack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a heritage track.
I definitely think that we're going to find out a lot about this car. In fact, a lot about this team. You know, in adversity, what do they do? How do they recover a season? Because in years past, when it's looked bleak, it never improved, and it was bleaker and bleaker and bleaker. You, as a McLaren fan, you had to sit and hope that testing was good to have a good season. And yet, there's teams around those teams around us who could improve as time went on. But with us, you know, with us McLaren fans, we knew, if it's peak in like Jerez and places like that, then you knew it was curtains for the rest of the season. So, yeah, I think Imola is going to be a proper test because, as you said, it's a proper racetrack. I'm excited, man. I'm gutted we ain't got a race this weekend. Like, I'm actually excited.
Do you know what? I'm in that situation right now where I'm like, just give us breaks so we can just chill and work on the car.
Yeah, that's true.
Make some improvements. Find out what's going on. Have a look at the data. Chill out. Take your time with it. But yeah, Imola is going to be a good test because this is where you got truly slow speed corners where you got Tosa. What's that? Turn 7. Yeah, that's a slow corner and it's uphill as well. These are the ones that are really going to test your car. Yeah. And it's got a mixture. It's a fast track as well. It's not a slow track.
Exactly.
So them things will benefit us when we talk, especially sector 2, sector 3, the fast corners.
Is it a sprint weekend?
It's sprint weekend as well. So there's only 2 practice sessions as well.
So the thing is, because as well, I was just thinking, like, it's hard to overtake there. So quali is important. But then I'm thinking, hang on, quali and sprint is extremely important to put some points on the board in the race. So, you know.
It's the worst track for a sprint race. What they did?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what their thinking behind that was. Because I'm wondering,
GT cars can't even overtake that. So what's a Formula 1 car going to do?
It's going to be hilarious, I'll tell you. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. Let me get through to these comments. Spike, we already put that one up. Man like Uzair, what's happening, G? I hope you're good. Good result for us last weekend. Listen, mate, double points finish. Ricardo P6, Norris P5, 18 holy smoke points. Okay? And the pit stops as well. I see. Do you know what I only deep today? Ooh. That there's actually a table for it. I thought it was cap, you know. I just thought on Twitter, you know, like memes and that. I just thought it was a meme thing on Twitter. Then I see on Formula One's actual like YouTube channel, the man talking about us versus Red Bull, and then I see the table. I said, "What? There's a table? Really?"
Hey, them man have been in heavy tires. They've been working on it because I'm not gonna lie. Last season we were terrible at pit stops. We were like I think 7th, 8th. We were terrible.
And that's the thing. The tires are heavier. Them man are doing compound lifts. Straight up and down. That's all they're doing.
Doing CrossFit.
Yeah, man. So big up. It has been a good weekend. Big up Jay Starship, who was also joined me last night as well. Big up yourself. Would Imola be a good track for McLaren? I think so.
It depends on what the car's like. That's the problem.
Yeah. Listen, I'm excited. Let me tell you. Yeah, oh god, yeah, it's techie. For them rookies, I remember, was it Tsunoda last year? Somebody had an absolute mare last year. I think it was Tsunoda. It's not for the faint-hearted. You know, you see like Joe Guan Yu, right? He's actually done very well so far this season. But he's gonna learn in that circuit. I mean, I'm sure he's raced there before, but in a Formula One car, he's gonna learn.
There's some corners like in other cars you don't go flat out, but in a Formula One car you go flat out, and people are gonna be like, do I go through these corners flat out? Should I brake? Whatever. But like you said, it's quali. If we smash it in quali, no one's overtaking us.
Yeah. That's it. We've got to get quali down. We've got to get that pin down.
Get quali down, the sprint race is just a procession. I don't think it doesn't provide entertaining racing. I'll tell you that now. The only thing entertaining last year was bloody Russell and Bottas.
Yeah. Because it was a bit wet, wasn't it? So that's where
Verstappen was long gone.
Oh, clear. And do you know what though? Qualifying is going to be weird because, you know, Alonso, for example, just to briefly touch on him, where he was doing that lap at Albert Park and it was like, holy smokes, is he going to go on pole? Like, everyone was going mad. And obviously he bins it because he's pushed that car to the limit. It got me thinking, like, could we see some random pole sitters this season? And I say outside of the front two, front two or three teams, do you think we're going to get an Alpine or a McLaren or maybe an Alfa Romeo? I don't know. You know, are they going to be on pole? Any of them?
I think Alpine are going to get a pole. I think Mercedes is going to get a pole. Alpine definitely, because they're the second fastest car on the straight. So when we get to those tracks where it's just straights, they might do what we did in Monza last year, where we randomly won. They're gonna win a random race. They're maxing out the engine. Their man said, "Forget reliability. We're redlining this engine immediately." Because even Alonso, his crash wasn't his fault. His car just broke. Hydraulics went. So how unreliable is your car if your hydraulics are going when you're on a hot lap and you're blowing? It's ridiculous.
Was gone. Hey, hold tight, Alonso, man. He was gone.
He was going fast all weekend. No, that was an outstanding weekend, but it kind of shows how fast that car is. Ocon was really fast last week in last race in Jeddah as well. So their advantage is that nobody else has a Renault engine. It's them. They're really in control of their own destiny in that.
For sure.
And that could allow them to win a race. They won a race last year in Hungary, even though that was different circumstances.
Yeah, and those circumstances are going to happen again. Do you know them ones? It's going to happen again for anyone this year. Something's going to happen. A cluster's going to take place, and then
low key McLaren win where everybody wins it.
Yeah, this is it. Listen, Alpine done it last year, and McLaren did it last year. So I could see them.
We did it on merit. Nobody was binding it. The only people that binned it was they're not really binned it. They attacked each other. And I don't think neither of them were going to win the race anyway. Hamilton or Max weren't going to win that race anyway. Max was stuck behind Ricciardo all day.
That's true. Overtake him. And also, we should have won Russia. Never. Listen, let's not talk about it. But yeah,
we don't talk about Russia on this.
But yeah, okay, fine. End of. But yeah, would you know? I think it will be a good track for McLaren. I do. I'm excited. I'm pumped at the minute because we've come off the heels of a good weekend, and so my tail's up. Had we had a horrible weekend, maybe I don't want to see Imola this weekend. Maybe I do want to wait a couple more weeks. So, you know, at this moment in time, I'm going to be flip flopping all season. Just be prepared. Just let me tell you, be prepared, man. What's it called? Nate says Danny is really letting your team down. I don't agree with this. What's he done?
What's he done wrong? This season, if we're talking about generally, including last season, yes. If we're talking about this season, first race he performed better than Norris, better race pace, 100%. Last race he had better race pace than Norris, but his engine blew up. This race he was behind him. I'll say this: he was consistently lapping slower than him, but he was behind him. And when Norris did get the engine started to F up 3 laps towards the end, he didn't overtake him. He could have.
No. Well,
so then
he was he
that's three opportunities that's 3 opportunities where he could have beaten Norris in a race. So I don't know what fire. Yeah, he's told to hold fire. Told to leave.
So really,
which to me that's a bit icky.
you think?
I don't know. Would he have done it? I think he would have done it if they didn't tell him.
Why
But
do
I
you think it
don't
was
think
icky?
I don't know why we're doing that. I don't know why we're doing this. Just let them race.
No, it makes
What we
sense to
doing?
me
Or
because
was it a case of them protecting Norris?
it's
So
protection.
he don't get
Yeah,
dunked on.
because he was going to get dunked on if the engine was failing as bad as it seemed, and like apparently we've got this feature. I don't know if it's on the McLaren app or something like that, where we're watching, the sort of the team radio communications in like sort of transcript. I was like, hello, what's this? It looked like, look, I need you to shield for Norris right now, because if we let you go through Norris, everyone's going to have a bite at it at some point with laps to go. So yeah, I'm not necessarily agreeing with Danny Ricciardo at this moment in time. Letting us down. If anything, I'm actually impressed with his improvement. And by the way, he's not that many. You were saying that his pace was better in these last couple of races, and it's just good to see him like no more than 2 seconds or 1 second behind Norris, for crying out loud. Like I'm at least happy with that. Because Norris was dunking on him last year, and it was not pretty. It was not good.
Norris qualifying in the top 5 and you're not out in Q2. That's not a good
look. The ones.
But now at least be within 1/3 of a second, at least, man.
At least
3 tenths. Again, come on, man.
That's what I'm after. J Starship says no. Danny Ricciardo couldn't pass Norris. Yeah, exactly. MA says I felt like Peter after quali. I hoped we would at least challenge the Mercs, but their race pace was too good for us. They even challenged the Red Bulls at times. You see Mercedes, yeah? I'm going to do a video on this soon. Do not ignore them in this title race. The moment you do, and they're because again, they're P2. I know this is a McLaren channel, by the way. We're going to get back to it. But look at the situation that they're in. George Russell's P2 in the drivers, and Mercedes are P2 in the constructors. And this is with them sleeping right now. I'm telling you, they're going to get it. They're going to get it together. Hamilton's going to win races this year, and Russell.
1 million pay, 1,000,000%. They're leaving with something. That's the definition. That team is leaving with something. They've got 2 podiums out of nothing. And they're terrible.
Mercedes will improve. This is Mercedes we're talking about. They're going to be doing bits in the over these sort of breaks and summer months and whatever else, right? These upgrades are going to be could be electric. Let's put it that way.
It could be a case where, okay, maybe they're too far back from Ferrari this year, but they're going to kind of set themselves up where they've got like a race-winning car by the end of the year. And then by next year, boy, everybody's in trouble, isn't it?
Listen, you've brought them up, yeah? You've mentioned them. Ferrari, let me tell you right now. I weren't lying on Twitter today. So I was not lying on Twitter today. They are, I'm not going to lie, I might sound like a hateration. They are an accident waiting to happen.
No comment.
What can go wrong, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, will go wrong with Ferrari. Just wait. Just watch it. And you know what it will be? It will be all self-inflicted. It will be nothing to do with anything that's going on around them. Right? They should be gone. They should be clear. In the summer months, when we're looking back at them, they should be gone. They should be clear. But let me tell you guys right now, everybody watching right now, Ferrari fan, McLaren fan, whoever you are, Ferrari are going to mess this one up. You heard it here first. Me, Peter on pole. Mahad's not agreeing necessarily.
No. I don't say anything.
He's just wait for it to happen.
I'm not seeing the TV show. I don't like spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You know them ones there. Like, but you know what? I swear to God, the first 3 races reminds me of the same energy as 2017. That's what I'm saying.
Listen.
I remember. I'm an old guy. I remember these things. I remember this is the same energy, Dad. But
because I'm smelling Bottas vibes from Sainz, and not necessarily because it's his own doing, but Mattia Binotto is not going to let anything get past Charles Leclerc this year. Beware. And with
it's decided now, though. It's decided now. Sainz has lost his chance. He's not the number 1 driver.
Don't worry. They're going to cause a calamity. I'm telling you. Anyway, but yes, MA was saying that, I felt we could get with the Mercs, but in the end, they were actually challenging the Red Bulls, right? And look, it is what it is. Mercedes are serious, and that's not our fight this year. It's definitely not our fight. Because in my opinion, I don't know about you, Mahad, in my opinion, Mercedes' fight is still Red Bull, Ferrari. It's not just trying to make up the numbers in third. I think they're still going to attack that front part of the field, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's only 3 races in. There's 20 races left. And if they do sort out their problem, we don't know how fast their car is. They don't know how fast their car is.
Listen,
100%. 100%. They've got definitely a better race car than a lot of teams. They're the third. They're solid. They're solidly the third best team in terms of pace, and they've got problems. They're porpoising all over the gap, and they're still third, like a clear third.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, no one is touching third place. No one is. But I could even see them getting second this year. I could see it.
Second right now. So if Red Bull keep going bang,
they're second right now. But listen, MA, just to be encouraged, okay? The Mercs, although they look like they were there for the taking, because that's the thing with Mercedes. Friday, it was like no man's land, and then Sunday, they're two different teams. And I swear I said this about the last race. I'm having deja vu. I have a feeling I said this in Saudi, that Ferrari sort of rocked. Sorry, not Ferrari. Mercedes rocked up, and they were like, "What on earth is this?" And then they've left with some decent points. So
yeah, because George was fourth? They left with something.
Yes, George was fourth. So be encouraged, man. We're not too far. Big up Trevor Sims. Still have a feeling that with upgrades throughout the season, Lando and Ricciardo are going to fight for wins, podiums on pure pace.
All right. Yeah. Let me. I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
When we were doing when we obviously got P4 and then P7, Ricciardo is just after Hamilton and Russell. I was thinking. So we've sorted out the brakes. We don't have porpoising, but maybe that's because we don't have downforce. But we're qualifying P4 with no downforce. Do you know how crazy that is? Downforce is the most important. Downforce is like one of the most needed things you need.
Oh, for sure.
For these Formula One cars, and we're qualified in the top 10. So what car is this? Because if we do sort that out, how much are we going to gain? Obviously, when you do upgrades and you sort out one problem, it's like whack-a-mole. You might have another problem pop up and stuff like that. Yeah. But if it is a case of just dealing with it, finding that downforce and lowering it slowly and seeing what happens over the next couple of races and dealing with that, and then it's an increase in performance, we might have a monster car, but we don't know. It's the kind of situation with Mercedes. Mercedes don't know how fast their car is. And I don't think it's no longer a situation where it's the engine is the liability here. I just feel like we need to sort the actual car out and you can get some performance out of it. Obviously, we're not going to be right up there with Ferrari and Red Bull, but track dependent, situation dependent, we could get a win out of there. We could get a podium.
Yeah.
But it all depends.
I think the fact that, it's new regs, again, we're still a little bit in the unknown. Them ones, because I am wondering, for example, how Ferrari are doing it with the porpoising. They're just telling man, listen, you just have to firm it, and try. And
I said, hold that CTE, boy. Just hold that.
I'm looking at these guys like, yo, you guys are punishing man for the wins. Yeah, it is what it is. You do what you have to do. I do think there's going to be chances for us for sure to win races, to be on the podium and to win races, so no hope is lost for me. Like, I'm still hopeful for something to make to be relevant in this championship this year, at least in the constructors. That's why I've never cared about constructors more in my life till now, especially when your driver is not gonna win a title, right? Not this year. So yeah. I'm keeping my eye on them constructors, boy. I've never looked at it so hard in my life, but listen. Podiums and wins on pure pace, I won't rule it out. I won't rule it out at all with that engine as well. Spike says, "Hey now, as a Ferrari fan, even if testing looked good, sometimes we weren't there. At least if y'all do good in have a good testing, you knew. Okay, we are always left guessing with Ferrari. I'm telling you, man, you'll be left guessing this year because you will ask yourself what happened."
Ferrari look good though, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No, listen.
When we talk about the actual race car, when you're looking at it, it looks balanced. It looks normal. Obviously, you got the little bit of porpoise in here and there, but it just looks like it's a patterned car, man. It looks like Charles Leclerc's just coasted in that whip, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
listen,
and you see Perez and Max Verstappen, they're fighting to death with their car. They're fighting for their lives. The oversteer, understeer, they're doing all this kind of stuff. It's a quick car, yeah, but it's not. There's a difference between having a really quick car and having a good race car where the guy feels comfortable to go into corners with speed slow corners, medium corners, and just have an overall race car. Ferrari have that at the moment. I feel like our car, it looks like it looks like a balanced car. It doesn't look like it's all over the gaff. You don't see Norris overcooking it or Ricciardo overcooking it. They can ease it into corners, whatever. I just feel like we lack the speed, and that comes with downforce. So yeah, Ferrari are funny, man. Ferrari used to do glory runs in testing, man, and then they'll come to the season and it was just dead. And I was just like, why are you lot gassing up the fans? But they're delivering so far, man.
I used to call them a team of masks because you would never really know what's really going on underneath that car. They always dressed it up in something else that it really wasn't. So big up to everyone that's watching right now. We're 30 minutes in already. It's gone so quick. Please do like the video if you're liking Formula One content like this. And look, at McLaren Fan TV, we've got our own Twitter account as well. So do give that a follow whilst we get into your comments. Talking Australian Grand Prix, double points finish. Happy days right now. J Starship says, what happens to the car in slow corners? Does it slow down so much that it basically stalls out the corner? What seems to be the issue?
I think we weren't that bad in the last corner. This last race. I think in Bahrain we were absolutely horrendous in slow corners. Yeah. Like to the point where you have to slow down the car completely even to go around it, and the exit speed is terrible. So that's due to brakes as well. That's a brake issue as well.
Yeah, because I thought it was more so the exit speed. Like there was no traction coming out of those corners. And was it in testing when we had issues with the brakes, like in the second round of testing? So I think that kind of, as you say, the brakes I think are really the main issue with that car. It's more so, once they get the
brakes seems fixed now.
At the moment, yes. At the moment, for sure, it does seem fixed. So that's what kind of happens. That's what's happening with the McLarens at the minute. Well, was happening anyway. I think they've improved the brakes, and the brakes makes us entering and leaving slow corners a bit better than what. Like you said, Sector 3 in Australia, surprised that we weren't as bad as we first feared. Because that's a slow sector.
That's a slow last corner as well.
Do you know how many people were losing time on Sector 3 in quali?
Alpine was losing time. So that's why I think, even that Alonso was crazy. He wasn't going to get P1. He might have got like P3, P2. But that last corner, they lost so much time because of that corner. So we looked all right. So it's baffling to me what's going on. If we have sorted out the brakes and we can go around slow corners, I wouldn't be scared of any track. It's just now we don't have any straight line speed. If we look at the top 10 like speed trap numbers, we're not there. We're not on the straight line. We're not good, and you need that as well.
It's true. Uzair says Imola's trash. I mean, yes, it's not a good week. It's not a good entertaining.
Imola's trash for watching a race.
Do you know what it is though?
If you're racing it though, let's say you're sim racing it, we're playing on an F1 game. That track is sick, but for racing, it's not good.
It's not good for racing.
Quali lap, it's elite.
Imola is like Atletico Madrid. There's nothing entertaining to watch. However, you do want to see, like, I don't know, I'm intrigued. I want to see it. I want to see how do they consistently master this defensive, structure whereby it's not pleasing on the eye, but it can get results. Like, that's the thing for me. I'm going to be watching it from a point of like, you got to watch it as a fan of your team rather than the fan of entertainment in Formula One. You got to have that balance. This is the weekend. That's the weekend to be biased. Is Imola. That's the one. If anything. Hold tight. Metal in both legs. Cheers, guys. What's going on, bro? I hope you're good. Or
good,
sis. Do you know him?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, so bro or sis. You know what I'm saying? Bro or sis, but he, she, however you refer to.
I know they were here last time.
Yeah. Shout out to Rubinho. Listen, he's on to us. He's a Ferrari man. He's a watching Ferrari man. Top 10 for the tangerines. You need to allow the tangerine. Papaya, yeah? Serious fruit in the game. Papaya, yeah? Don't forget. Are the mandem happy this week? Listen, you know what I'm saying? What's there to really be mad about?
We eating. We were what, 8th, and now we're 4th in one jump. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we are eating. We are eating the papaya for sure. I'm chilling this week, says Uzair in response to Rubinho. Hold tight, hysterical stratagem. Where do you think we will finish this year?
All right, so let's go through the teams. Aston Martin finished. Forget about him.
Bloody hell.
they've done it.
They might as well get what is it? Is it the DB7? They might as well just bring that to the circuit. What
should have been racing in safety cars.
Yeah,
that
use
car
a safety car.
looks like a mess.
Holy
that car
smokes.
looks a mess. I thought we fucked up our car. That car is a mess.
You see, Aston Martin, we can't even discuss. You know, Tomo, but shout out to Tomo, Formula One, obviously YouTuber, big in the game. He put like Aston Martin, I don't know if he put him like 9th in the constructors, and people were at him. They were like,
they were cooking him. They were cooking him.
They were giving him the business. 2-2s now. He's looking all right. He's looking like a prophet.
He overestimated. He said 9th. They're 10th, me. That's the worst car. That's the worst car, man.
Like, Williams have got Latifi for crying out loud. And them man are 10th in the constructors.
I predicted in our pit stop record 8th. So I was kind of close. I just didn't think, when I first saw the car, I was like, this looks like a bus, man. When I saw a bus testing, I was like, this is a bus, bro.
I'm not going to lie. I thought they'll be ahead of the Alfa Tauris, ahead of the Alfa Romeos, ahead of the Haas. Like, before the race began, like, I thought it would be like McLaren, Alpine, Aston Martin. That's what I thought it would be.
You know what Aston Martin looks like? You know them man that are like billionaires, yeah? And they've got all the money in the world and they can build a house anywhere, yeah? And then they build the ugliest house ever.
Yeah.
And it cost them like 20 million. Anyone that's from London, yeah? If you go Oxford Street, Marble Arch, there's like this thing that the mayor of London built. And it's like scaffolding or something like that. Woods. It's like a hill. It's like a hill, yeah? They spent bare money on it. And then nobody likes it. It's terrible. That's Aston Martin.
Honestly, I mean, like you said, when they were broke, like before they were Aston Martin and they were broke, they were spending their money shrewdly. Now they got bare cake, and all of a sudden they've just bought out the bar, and the wage bill is outrageous. The bill at the end of the night is outrageous, more than they can chew. So I don't know what on earth is going on with them. But yeah, Aston Martin at the back. Anyway, we move on. Williams 9th.
Williams, we're better than Williams.
Yeah,
Albon did a Mazine, but look, he had to go a whole race. He had to do a whole race on one set of tires. Yeah, that's what he had to do to drag that Williams up. But he did a good performance. Latifi, he's not the benchmark, so I don't even. You can't really judge the Williams like that because they look good in testing, but I don't know what's going on with them. But I think we're better than Williams.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're better than Haas. I don't know if we're better than Alfa Romeo. I don't know yet. Maybe because you have to understand, Haas said we're not bringing upgrades, but we brought upgrades. So in Formula One, if you don't bring upgrades, you're going backwards. You're not what you're doing. So for me, I'm kind of like, especially with their first 2 performances as well, they kind of dealt with us. So I'm not really making any type of prediction just yet about Haas. I think if we're talking about where we are right now, I think we're around Haas, Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri. I think we're still there. I'm not gonna get too gassed because 2 of those teams didn't even do upgrades. We fixed our brakes in that. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I understand why they wouldn't do anything because they're in bloody Australia. What's the point of wasting time?
Yeah.
It's wasting money.
We needed an SOS, to be fair. We had to do something. I think we'll finish P5 in the constructors.
I'll say P5 as well.
I'd say there. I think we're obviously behind Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercs, and I think behind Alpine, and then it's us. So yeah, by the end, that's what I think. What about you, Hysterical? Where do you think the McLarens will finish? Rubino says it was a decent week for them. I just want to know what are your lots of expectations for this year, both race and constructors. Race is just it's a monopoly. I don't know what to think about the race because
all my Muslims out there, I'm going to every race saying inshallah. Inshallah. That is it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, exactly. Constructors for me is where you could say 5th would be solid in terms of we might have more race wins than Carlos Sainz. Just saying.
Hey, my big prediction was, I predicted, I said Carlos Sainz ain't winning a race this year. And man were onto me. But I'm I'm good money right now.
Let me tell you right now, yeah, if he doesn't win a race this year, do you know how much heat is going to be on him? He's going to be the next Danny Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel. When people are questioning, man, it's finished. He will be the next in line, especially in that Ferrari, in a brilliant Ferrari this year. So
I'm just saying it's looking spooky for him still. Man were telling me that what was it? he's a top 5 driver in Formula 1. I was like, what are you talking about?
How is he top 5?
People arguing with
Where?
me on Twitter. If you are listening and watching, the people that are arguing with me, hold that, man. He's
And I
not
swear
top
people
5.
changed their mind because didn't they put Gasly in the top 5 as well?
Yeah, these guys are dodgy, man.
Hey,
don't listen to F1 Twitter. That's a lesson.
Formula 1 Twitter. People talk about every other Twitter that there is, right? Formula 1
Everybody's
Twitter
top 5.
It's full of it's mental. Okay, that's what I can say. MA says there's a video of of Norris radio. It was not the engine; it was something with the fuel. They kept telling to use LICO.
Is that like a code on the steering wheel? I think maybe. So
Probably.
Maybe a light fuel steering mode, or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, man, we need to find out what's going on.
When you look at the lap times, he was going in, and then all of a sudden, the last 3 laps, he was lapping slower than Ricciardo. So clearly, something went wrong in those last 3 laps. But
yeah, we need to get like a McLaren like correspondent in here for ASAP, bro, and give us that info. Give us that.
Yeah, I didn't check all the radios, so I'm gonna have to check that out. But I know Lando Norris said that he was upset about not defending better at the beginning with the Mercedes and that.
Because I swear he jumped off from the start. It was awful. His start was awful.
Bad start. It was a bad start.
His start was terrible.
And people tried to tell me that Norris is bad at defending. I don't think he's bad at defending his position. I just think that was a bad start.
No,
he's held off bare, man.
I wouldn't say that at all. Rubinho says Peter is a Ferrari hater from since day. Listen, what should I say? What should I say? They are the Manchester United of this friggin' sport.
If I saw Eddie Irvine right now, throw a tomato.
If you saw Eddie Irvine,
yeah, man. If I saw any of them, man. Massa, all of them.
Oh, who would I throw? Who would I want to throw one at? I'm trying to think. He's a Ferrari driver. A Schumacher. I'm not going to front. I'm not even going to lie. Like, if man comes out the coma and he's outside again, walking in that, 1 tomato is straight.
Shout out to Moses. Lyco, lift and coast. I remember now.
Shout out to Moses. So Spike says, watch your mouth, Peter. Ferrari champions this year. Yeah, do you know what's funny? It would be Ferrari if they won the championship this year and then it will get taken away from them for some shenanigan.
We can't talk. We're McLaren fans talking about championships taken away from them. We felt that already, man.
I said that with no shame, with no shame whatsoever.
No shame.
Uzez says to Robin, a fight with Alpine for P4 in the constructors probably. Norris to beat Ricciardo again in the World Championship, but by a smaller margin. Yeah, I mean, Ricciardo could elapse him. I don't know. He could. Who knows?
Once I saw that P4, yes, the other day, I was,
in man's backyard.
I said, "No, this guy's on. He's on stuff." Because what are you doing there?
Why are you there? You know what?
Why are you there?
Why are you there? Matthew says, I really hope that Alfa Romeo and Haas can bring some serious upgrades throughout the season. I want to see them fighting for podiums and wins. Yeah, absolutely. I would like to see the Haas and Alfa Romeo. You know what I mean? I would like to see them mixing it in there because they're very consistent at the moment. Well, 3 races. Although Haas's pace, where did it go in Australia?
They didn't. I don't think they did anything. They didn't
just
upgrade
track
enough.
Specific.
Haas is funny because Haas is like, Gunther Steiner says, "Oh, upgrades are overrated. We don't really need to. We need to understand the car." Blah, 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 blah. Man went backwards 1 race, Just listen, brother. Upgrades are needed in this sport, bro. Upgrade your car, cuz.
He's bluffing. Honestly, he's bluffing. I swear down. Uzziah says, "No, this Ferrari is different to 2010s, in my opinion. I think the only thing that can stop them is Mercedes figuring out their car." Is it different?
It's not about the car. Let's say that.
But also, like you said, 2017. You know what I'm saying? What about 2018 Ferrari? Huh? What about 2019 Ferrari when they got their wins?
It's nothing. It's not about the car. It's not about the car. Just read in between the lines. They can have the best car by miles. It's not about the car.
Exactly. What can go wrong? Let me tell you. I need to find that Stephen A. Smith video. I'm going to have it on the back burner.
Man said he's ready. Ferrari or the Dallas Cowboys.
They are the Dallas Cowboys of this sport. They're the Manchester United Dallas Cowboys. That's what they are. That's what they are.
Listen. They have not won since 2007, yeah? What am I supposed to do with this information? Why should I now be like, oh shit, yeah, they're gonna do a madness? 2007, do you know how long ago that was? Funky house era. Funky house era,
Man was asking questions, are you gonna bang? That's the era we were living in at the time.
And I'm supposed to believe all of this.
Man were in Iron Napa when Ferrari was winning championship.
I believe in Mercedes more now. If Mercedes came from Imola and they're like, oh, we're not pulsing anymore, we're patterned, and they're sticking it on P2, P3, it's over.
Facts.
Even if Ferrari got a lead, I'll say it's over. Mercedes are winning.
Do you know what? What a statement. I believe in Mercedes now than I do Ferrari for sure. Absolutely. No, absolutely. No word of a lie. Any Mercedes fans out there, you know what we're talking about. Shout out to Trevor Sims, who says, really hope Mick can get his first points soon. Can't help but root for the guy. Yeah, he will. I think he will. I do think that the Haas will. There's going to be a couple races here and there. Mick's look decent, you know. Like, it's funny because him and Mazepin were swinging at the back. Obviously, he was Duppy and Mazepin, but he was swinging at the back. And now he's swinging in the midfield with Magnussen, even though Magnussen's got more of the experience. But the fact that he's swinging, you know, hats off to him.
He beat Magnussen this weekend.
This weekend, is it P13? Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
finished in front
P13 and then Magnussen 14, wasn't it? So yeah, we're rooting for him too. But again, he's the he's the son of a Ferrari legend. So I'm gonna hold it a little bit. Let him do well, but not too well. Whack-a-mole. Matthew says, if Latifi can't score points, finish close to Albon this season, I can't see Williams sticking with him. There are drivers waiting in the wings, ready to bring some both strong driving and cash to that team. Is Nicholas Latifi on his last legs this season?
For anybody that listens to Pit Stop Fracker, go listen to my episode about Saudi Arabia. And my thoughts of Nicholas Latifi. Like, this guy should not be in the sport, man. Albon come off the street and he's absolutely packing him. He's every qualifying session, he's got 1 second on his head top.
Why is Albon beating Latifi in qualifying? Can someone explain? Like, race circumstances can happen. In quali,
you developed the car, brother. Listen, he developed the car. While Albon was doing reconstruction of Silverstone.
Was he like DTM and friggin' and then driving and he was Red Bull anyway?
He was DTM, backup driver for AlphaTauri, backup driver for Red Bull, reconstruction of Silverstone and any other incidences Helmut Marko wanted to do. He was doing the social media. The guy was doing adverts. He was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere.
He was in Dave and Stormzy's video at Silverstone, I swear, for Aston Martin. He might as well have been there.
He's all over the gaff. And he come off the street from a Red Bull here and he's absolutely frying Latifi. He should not be. There's man out here like Piastri and all these people that don't have seats, and you're here taking up seats. Come on, man.
You know the Piastri thing is funny. The fact that they're wheeling him out on any driven Monday, yeah, that's when you know. Like, so basically, that's what Formula One are saying. You lot are taking the mick with this guy. How is he not in a Formula One seat when you see certain bums that were in the seats before him? Honestly, Latifi cannot survive. He can't survive this year.
If he's costing them money in terms of cost cap with all these accidents and everything like that, I would not be surprised if he gets dropped mid-season. He could get dropped on a Gasly team.
Yeah, this season for sure. That Capito looks lethal.
He's serious. When you watch him on Drive to Survive, he's a serious don, man. He's from Rally World, man. Rally World ain't no joke.
Listen, if you work in rally, you're not here for a laugh. Do you know what I mean? You're not here for a laugh at all. Jay Starship says, what do you guys think about Audi McLaren? This is going to be a story all year round, isn't it?
I was so you heard the headlines all week that they were bidding. I think they bid 500 million and then they bid like 700 million.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We have to take this money, man. What we did?
Yo, I see. Zach Brown, you're about this money life, yeah? Get it done.
I don't understand what the negotiations was. If it's the terms where it says McLaren's off, it's literally just Audi. We're not using the McLaren name. I understand because it's a heritage thing. Yeah, you don't want to give up their names and all that kind of stuff. But right now in this climate, 2022, you need to be your own engine supplier to win this sport consistently in constructors. You need to be. We are never in a scenario where we could beat Mercedes in the constructors.
No.
It does not work like that. This is not the 90s where supply teams are packing in their customer teams are packing in their supply team. Not even like Vettel with the Renault engine, like a Red Bull.
Yeah,
we're not in those days no more. You can't do that, man. Even Red Bull, they knew with the Red Bull powertrains. At least they've got an exclusive deal with Honda with the AlphaTauri and everything like that, so where nobody else has got it, then they can do different things. If Audi come to present themselves and they're saying to you, And what one thing about VW, they're serious when it comes to this hybrid engine thing. They're serious.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get something popping out here.
I want the VW, man. I'm all about that V Dubs, man.
But now I think that deal's dead in the water now, man. You can't bid that much and them say no. Now they're gonna go to Sauber, get them for a penny on the dollar, and then do what they're doing, man. So I think that chance is fumbled. Now they're saying like serious talks with BMW. Listen, if we come through with BMW weren't a joke last time. They didn't come in this sport and they weren't dead. They were serious dons.
They weren't. No, you're right. They weren't. I'll take that.
See.
I'll take that. Is there replying as well, saying, I heavily was against it in January when it was first rumored, but honestly, I'm all for it now. McLaren will not win anything as an independent team. We need manufacturer support, as you've said there, Mahad. Yes, true. I wish they would just keep their name, but it is what it is. Yeah, like or hello, McLaren. Bring your engine. You know them ones. Like, just bring your engine. I know. There's like there's.
I think the engine makes Ricardo or something like that. Some company. It's like a small company. It's not big boy engine.
Yeah,
company.
Yeah.
Small one. And then, if you're gonna tell them, man, 4 men that are in a garage somewhere, come make us an F1 engine.
I like.
It's not gonna work out. But if we do it like McLaren, BMW, and do like a partnership name, like same way BMW Williams, do something.
Yeah, because this McLaren Mercedes ain't that, is it? It's just McLaren, really.
Yeah, it's really just McLaren. Obviously, they put Mercedes in the name because that's how engines like. But we are just McLaren.
Yeah, it's like Haas is not Haas Ferrari, even though they're all about the Ferrari engine anyway. But yeah, Uzai's asking, don't Audi own Ducati and Lamborghini though? If I'm not mistaken, they still have their names.
Yeah, true. But
sure,
we'll see what happens in it.
Joel. Big up yourself, Joe. I said Aston had a howler. They are howlers. They've been howler since they were established in 2021. Aston Martin is a howler.
Aston Martin, they effed up because before the 2021 season, they did like a interview with GQ to kind of like prop themselves up, and they said they're British answer to Ferrari. I said, are you taking a piss? you're a Racing Point. You're not Ferrari. You're not British Ferrari. There's hella British teams already. What are you doing? Relax yourself, man. They came in a bit too hot, man. They thought they had that Racing Point juice, but them times, listen, Otmar and them are carrying miracles. But now you don't know how to handle your money. It's a bit nuts.
that hill you're on about in London, what a waste of money. Who's there? No,
that's the Aston Martin. That's the Aston Martin.
That's Aston Martin. McLaren only fixed the brakes, no real upgrades. So listen, when we start getting some upgrades, then Joe, let's see what's going on. Metal in both legs. Oh, that hill. What company got that great contract to dig up Westminster and build a hill? Oh, man, honestly, London's a farce. Many things in life are a farce. But yeah, shout out to Moses who, taught us about Lifton Coast. Has a Lion Co, that's how you know. Joel says in 2018 Ferrari was so good and then fumbled. I'm here for it again, Joel. I'm here for it again. 2022, you're going to be talking about the greatest Ferrari that just flopped the base, and I'm all here for it. Yep, bottle job. Uzair is saying there. What's it called? Uzair saying the last time Ferrari won a title, I was in primary school playing with Hot Wheel cars.
Firstly, Uzair, you're Asian me. Lie them things there about primary school. You're a young man still. But for you ain't seen Ferrari do niche. Listen, them Ferrari fans that are young, you ain't see your team do niche.
Bro. Yeah, man, Ferrari. But
when I was younger, Ferrari were on stuff.
That's the thing. They annoyed the hell out of me, Ferrari, when I was younger. So that's why I can't lie. I can't help it. Jay Starship says, I can't help but think Mick name is carrying him a little bit. Yeah.
I'm not judging Mick. I'm not judging him yet.
I mean,
Even though I did make up the nickname Mid Schumacher. But I'm waiting. I'm not saying it yet.
You called him Mid Schumacher.
Yeah, I called him Mid Schumacher already.
What? That is not nice. That is not nice.
I said he's more like Ralph than Max.
Why is Ralph getting strays?
I don't know. Ralph won races.
Ralph can't catch these strays.
He packed his brother a couple times.
Man.
Mick surname and Mid Schumacher. That's the two.
Mick's surname is a great slander name.
He's
And that is
a
so
good man.
deep, man. That is so deep. Neither Latifi or Stroll belong in F1. Okay. Lance Stroll, for me, I'm just saying this, yeah? Obviously, he's a reckless driver. The guy doesn't look at his mirrors like ever, right? You shouldn't even be on a circuit for that reason alone. How he got a license, God only knows. But I do think for his age, and there is some raw pace in that guy. It's just that it's like all the ducks have to align for me to get a serious Lance Stroll. But we will never get a serious Lance Stroll. That's the honest truth. Where are you with this?
Lance Stroll, when he was in a good car,
he's got podiums, remember?
He gets podiums. So he was in a good Williams. He did things. He was, when he was in Racing Point, he stuck it on pole in the ring in Turkey. So he's got something. Even his junior career, he's got something. He's not one of those guys that got here via nepotism. In junior career, he was packing guys. So he's not somebody that's stupid. He's decent. He's a decent driver. But I feel like when you put him in a car like that car, and his characteristics of him not checking mirrors, he's gonna dust himself and he's gonna dust others.
Absolutely, that's the thing. You know, it's
that incident was his fault. The incident with Latifi, that's his fault. Who don't check their mirrors? Who goes left or right on the racing track without checking your mirrors?
I'm gonna go 60-40 Stroll purely because what's his name? Latifi lets man go, and then I decide I want to carry on. Like, what's the haps? Maybe it is a case of, you know what, he was doing a hot lap, Stroll was doing a hot lap, and then he aborted it. Obviously, Latifi didn't know that. I do blame Stroll more so, but man, like, it's just a cluster each way. Like, they're just both clustering. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you know what? I think, okay, yeah, if you've just let somebody past and then you don't expect them to overtake you. But one thing I don't like is expectation driving. Why do you assume that he's gone? Will you check your mirrors, please? Why are you a Formula One driver assuming driving?
You know what? You sound like my missus to me right there.
Don't assume. Look in your mirrors, bro. It should be clear. Let me go drive out. What are you doing? What if someone's on the hot lap?
I said it should be clear. Let me dabble. Let me just
drive a Formula One car like that. After he binned it in quality as well, bro. He caused his team bare trouble, man. And Vettel, but we don't speak about Vettel.
We can't. No, we can't right now. Spike says that was 85-50 Stroll. 60-40 is way too nice. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it is. You might have
see his interview afterwards. He was guilty as hell. It's like the man that are in, you know, the man on the stand that are lying and the jury's going to go against him. He was finished. That's why they gave him the penalty.
And they say I'm saying 70-30 Stroll says he's there. Get your comments in. What's your percentage on Stroll? It looks like Stroll's the overall flat out winner here. Uzair says I want to see McLaren BMW. Do you know what's weird? Yeah, because we've been McLaren Mercedes, I feel like it's cheating. You know what I find so strange growing up? Yeah, I'm a Mercedes man through and through. I can't physically get into a BMW. However, I have done it before. Like I passed my driving test in a BMW, and I was like, yo, life is good. BMWs are nice. They are nice. But I feel like, you know, it's Celtic and Rangers. Once you've done one, you can't go in the other, even though they're both good.
You know, I'm a BMW man.
You're a BMW man. See, I'm like,
I've already said to myself that I'm driving BMW for the rest of my life. So for my branding, I need this McLaren BMW team, but they would look cold. You know what I'm saying?
I hear
car and all them things there. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, because like if you go me, I'm anti-Mercedes. I can't stand it.
Okay.
When I'm driving them, I'm like, this is not it. You know,
That's
I don't need any of the fancy dashboard or nothing like that. I need my car to, you know what I mean, be a little bit cheeky around the corners. That's what I need. But I think this is why we were good before, because we were McLaren Mercedes, because nobody else was out here like our competitors with Mercedes engine. Now Mercedes are by themselves. We need something exclusive just for us. You know what I'm saying? And we work better when we're completely independent. So if we do the BMW thing, we already got our own oil company supplying us our E10 fuel in Gulf, and that nobody else has. So that's another little advantage there. And that's the kind of thing that kind of propels you forward, because if you've got something that other teams do not have, they cannot replicate it.
Yeah.
Whatever we do with this car, let's say we do something and where our car all of a sudden is a little bit better than Mercedes. Guess what Mercedes is going to do? They're either going to upgrade their engine and not tell us.
Yes, yeah. or they're going to push us
or
back.
they're going to do it. They're going to copy us and then just go a little bit further.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, for the sake of McLaren, I'm more than happy to have McLaren BMW any day of the year. Do you know what I was like? I was gassed at Williams BMW because they were just beating Ferrari. So I was happy to see that. So I can put down my and I don't even dislike BMW. I just feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm a traitor when I'm in one of them. That's all it is. That's what it comes down to. The main reason, Uzo says, the main reason I'd love to see McLaren BMW is because McLaren F1 has a BMW engine in it. As in, I guess he's saying like, one of my favorite road cars, that V12 is beautiful.
The V12. Talking about maybe V12. He must be talking about Williams. Who had a BMW V12 in
V12s? Was it Williams?
Well, I'm trying to see who had a
Williams. Were what? Were they V's? Were they V? What? 6, 8? What was it then?
No, I'm trying to figure out what F1 car had a V12. Is there? Let us know, man.
Yeah, let us know.
A BMW V12.
Jay Starship says, do you think Gasly replaces Danny Ricciardo after next season?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want Gasly,
Is it? What's your thing on Gasly?
Gasly. I don't know. I think he's.
Do you think he's overrated?
Big fish, small pond, maybe. I don't think he's not top 5, man. These people are doing mad. These people are going mad. We've seen him in the top team. He's a good driver. I'm not gonna lie. He's there. He should always be a Formula 1 driver. But is he gonna take us to the next level? Is he better than Norris? No. If we're gonna bring somebody in the team, we need somebody that's gonna match Norris or be better than him. People are gonna argue with me. I put a poll out, and hundreds of people voted, and they think Gasly's better than Norris, and I think no chance.
No, I don't think that at all. Norris is better than Gasly.
Absolutely no chance. There's no way. We've seen the movie when he was in the top team.
Norris is better than Gasly. Hands down. But yes, sorry. Uzair meant the road car. He meant the F1.
Oh, yeah. I know
F1.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. The M70 or something. I think it's M70 or something.
They're all laughing at us. They're like, yo, no, he's talking about the road car. You know them ones when you're watching it and you're like, for goodness sake, these guys. For flip's sake.
I know what you're talking about. It's M70. I know what you're talking
about. Everyone at the same time. Everyone at the same time.
I'm proving it. Look, I'm a BMW guy, guys. Come on.
Hey.
I know.
What one you got?
3 Series.
Gee. Okay then. Trevor Sims says, if Audi McLaren doesn't go through, could you see them partnering with Andretti, who seem real keen to get onto the F1 grid?
I think Andretti's got a deal with Renault already for them to supply the engines. Andretti. If Audi are going to do Sauber, they're going to take Alfa Romeo's been for sale for a while. Remember, they've already tried to move themselves away from Ferrari. They're going to do their own thing, man.
It'll be so good to see 10 different engines on the grid.
That's what we need, man.
So sick. That would be so sick. Is there saying, it's called the F1?
Let me Google this.
Have a Googles on that. We've definitely hit the hour mark as well, so we're going to be wrapping up very, very shortly. Of course, we gotta go. Certain men, of course, are breaking their fast. You know them ones, so we can't be keeping man that much longer. But just last thoughts, really, in terms of the Australian Grand Prix and what you're hoping to expect for Imola before we close.
I'm expecting the goal for me is to get out of Q2. That's for me in qualifying.
Get out of Q2,
double points finish.
Yeah,
but I'm scared if weather-wise. Imagine it's raining. It's always raining in Imola for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's because
that could benefit us.
We're heading there early, aren't we? Like April is dodgy for Europe. You know them ones. It's not.
Man, it rains, man.
You know, it's a bit dodgy in Europe.
We've got dodgy corners like Tosa. We've got Ferrante Alta that might stump us, but let's just see where we go from here. But I think the fact that we've already committed to having a big upgrade in Barcelona means that we're not going to move. The car's not going to move forward, and when you don't move forward, you're moving backwards in Formula 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if other people are upgrading. Sprint weekend might help us, but I'll say to McLaren fans, embrace the worst. The worst can happen.
Anything could definitely happen. I co-sign with you there. I think, you know what? Very happy with what happened in Australia. Better than I expected. In fact, I got too excited and was a bit disappointed in the race. Not obviously challenging them, just because of the start, the Mercedes jumping us. But if I'm upset about that, we've made progression. So in hindsight, good progress. If we can get both cars into Q3, delighted, and of course double points finishes, man. That I care about. So yeah, man. Let's hope we can see that in Imola. I think Jay Starship is agreeing that Lando Norris is better than Pierre Gasly because it's facts.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
but yeah, that, people, is going to wrap up this week's episode of McLaren Fan TV. Thank you for joining us. We are going to work out a way in which we can get your videos on the channel as well, so that you can give your little take on the Grand Prix weekends. We'll put them up as videos. We're working behind the scenes on that, so watch out for that coming in a few months. You're not here after Imola, are you? Because you are.
I might be. I might not. I might be. I might not. I haven't decided yet. Still making plans, but we're gonna sort something out.
Uzair, as always, mate, you're an absolute legend. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to everybody who's joined us this week. Of course, please smash the like button as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want more McLaren talk like this. And who knows, man? Maybe one day we got to make a McLaren channel all together. You know them ones. We wanted to see where the people are at. We're trying to get a hold of many McLaren fan groups and chats and accounts as much as possible. So do make sure to spread the word and help us know who's out there. No, I'm saying thanks for the stream. Listen,
thanks for the stream, my brother.
anytime.
Follow the new Twitter as well.
Yes, let me pull it up right here. It's right here in my little thingy bob here. McLaren Fan TV. Do give that a follow. We're going to be trying to put out as much content on there as much as possible. Be very, 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 very interactive. So yeah. With that, people, I guess we'll be back after Imola, the Tuesday after Imola, 7 p.m. UK time. Until then, mate, see ya later.
Peace.